I'm Mia, and if my math serves me correct, this is going to be our 5th Pride look of the month. So I saw this look from Maddie's.makeup69 on TikTok, and I think it's really fun. And like I said, I am attempting to continue on with Pride looks through the end of June, so I need to keep getting inspiration somehow. But I think I am going to do the lesbian flag colors instead of rainbow, because I've done a lot of rainbow for most of my Pride looks so far. So I'm going to start off with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette. I am just wiping some of my brushes off on the back of my hand because this is my second attempt at doing this because I messed up the first time royally. So alright, I'm gonna start with a little bit of the shade Vamp, and I'm gonna put that right on the end of my eyebrow tail because I messed up the spacing the first time, so we're trying this again. And I'm starting with the eyebrow color because I can at least clean it up if need be. And I usually do the color in my eyebrow before I do the rest of my eyeshadow. So, and then I'm going in with and then I'm going in with some of the shade Promise, and I'm placing that like right next to it and gonna use it to blend. Gonna layer, again, like I said, blend. Trying to keep that like more pinky purple tone that's usually used. Right, and then on a little round detailed brush, I am taking the shade Barley, and I'm gonna place that like right here. And I know Wild, usually I'm alternating between eyes every step, but this is something that I need to do one at a time. It's just, I've gotta. And then angled brush, I am taking some of First Kiss. This is probably not the brush I should have used to do it, but I'm just gonna use that to blend. And I'm gonna make sure to keep this middle space open because that's gonna be where the white's put, because it goes varying shades of orange to white to varying shades of pinky purple. And then this is the shade Cream and Sugar. It's not my favorite white, so I'll see if I can build it up because I really don't want to dip into another palette for this look. I've been using a lot of eyeshadow palettes for a lot of looks lately, and it's just not. But I do think this is gonna work. And like I said, I can clean this up if I need to, which I think I might, at least for the front half of like the orange, because I don't want this to be so thick, but I also want this to be at least seen over the neutral that's gonna happen. But yeah, today's, as I film this, it is Sunday. I am so insanely tired. Today is my only day off, but I am gonna try to do another look after this because it is only, I think it's not even noon. Yeah, it's 11:52 right now, so in the morning, not at night. I open tomorrow, so I can't be up that late, which is why I'm doing all this stuff now. But yeah, but after this week, I'll have a semi-normal schedule again. I know I said to her, like, oh yeah, you can like lean on me hour-wise, and now I'm like miserable and exhausted. So yeah, and now we're just gonna repeat the process on the other eye because they gotta be even. Well, even's a stretch because my eyebrows aren't even, but you know, oops. In my defense, I've never really had even eyebrows. I kind of had a unibrow going on in middle school. It's funny because so does my brother, and he won't let me pluck it anymore, which is just a little rude. But again, kind of Italian, kind of got the unfortunate straw for body hair. I have to train somebody tomorrow and Tuesday, and I don't usually work on Tuesday, so that's just like insult to the injury, really. But it's fine, it's fine. I actually have Saturday off. which I don't usually get off unless I request it, but I did the math, and if she had me on at Saturday at all, she'd be paying me overtime, and I don't think my manager wants that for anyone. So, I have Saturday off. It's gonna be wild. I'm gonna do nothing. I'm probably gonna stay home with my dog, do some laundry. Wild, exciting things. Pride, well, at the time of this being posted, Pride is gonna be this past Saturday, but I filmed these like very ahead of time, so. But Pride is on Saturday, and I thought about going for like half a second, but it's not that I don't like Pride. I'm not a very extroverted person. Ironic, since I am doing YouTube now. But it's just one of those things, I'm like, it's so overwhelming. And again, it's gonna be my day off. I don't wanna put myself in positions I don't wanna be in. So I'm definitely staying home, or definitely not doing anything in Boston, because the parade starts on Boylston Street by Trinity Church and ends in Government Center. So, not going anywhere near there. And also, I can't see what I'm doing. The train that I primarily take to get into Boston is doing shuttles until the 15th. So the less I have to go on the train, the better. Which is kind of the only reason I'm not doing anything today. Because I did have some things to return at Ulta. But I'm like, I have to take a shuttle. I have to get on the train for 2 stops. Then go on a shuttle bus. And then walk or take the orange line or go on the orange line to Everett, and then it's like a 15-20 minute walk across a bridge and up, and that's just not, at this age, I don't think I meant to live an uncomfortable life. I don't know what the phrase is, but still, you know, I kind of like it just like this. No, I want to go full on. I'm gonna start off with the shade Mama Bear and a tiny bit of depth, like a tiny bit, and I'm gonna start to place that right about here. I'm gonna drag and flick out a little because I'm gonna blend out with a lighter shade, obviously, but I still want depth and definition. Wild, I know, especially from a shadow named Depth. I'm gonna fling it and wing it out a bit, just a bit. And I'm definitely not going to use the same large fluffy brush I always do, because that's not gonna work very well. And I can always bring the colors down a little more if I need to. Also, I know this looks weird. I didn't blend out the concealer underneath this eye, so I'm trying to do a little bit of that now. But I can always bring it down if need be, but I just wanted a base first. And then with this brush, I'm taking Truth and the tiniest bit of Mama Bear, just because Truth is a little too cool tone for my liking. So it looks a little weird with Mama Bear because that one's kind of warm toned. But I'm just gonna blend this out. I don't think these are the tones I wanted. I don't usually do cool tones because I think they look weird on me. Everything's fine. Frickin' fine. Yeah, these colors might be brought down a little. I'm gonna be so honest here. Alright, so I did fix the Pride colors a little bit, and I'm not loving this, but nevertheless, we persist. Space Cowboy, A-List Energy, Lunar Lit. So I'm gonna go in with this Urban Decay Moondust Space Cowboy quad, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Space Cowboy Reds again. It's just a little more sparkly and intense than regular Space Cowboy. So I'm just gonna put that all along here. And I am gonna use a different shade in a second to kind of help blend into the brown. And then I think this is the shade Lunar Lit the way everything's listed on the back is a little weird. So I'm just gonna kind of use that to blend into the browns. I'm just gonna go back in with the brush I used the deeper browns on to kind of blend. Doing a lot of blending. Slowly but surely. We'll make this work out somehow. And now I'm going to attempt eyeliner. This is from Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is the Linework eyeliner in the shade Fluid. No, Onks. Yeah. But hopefully we can hide some of our mistakes too. Everything's fine, it's gonna be fine. And I know these look kind of ugly and uneven right now. Oops. But I'm going to probably go in with a Q-tip. I'm sorry, I can't be talking about doing that. I'm gonna go in with a like slightly damp Q-tip, and it will. I sometimes know what I'm doing. Emphasis on sometimes. This is just a Q-tip, wild, just like I said. This is just some micellar water from Garnier. I'm taking the pointed side, and I'm gonna use that to hopefully. And then I use the dry, rounded side to kinda. And repeat. And look at that. I'm not saying I know what I'm doing, but I still don't know what I'm doing. But I need to go find some eyelashes, but I'll be back in a minute. I'm back with some lashes on. I also did put a little bit of eyeshadow under my eyes and some mascara. It's just the Mama Bear in Truth shade and a little bit of black right there, and then just mascara. But onto the base. These are from Glow Recipe. They are the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. I know I am almost out of this. Ooh, I put a little too much, but my skin's also a little irritated right now. I am almost out of this bottle. That was like in my... Note to self, don't accidentally get this in your mouth. These taste disgusting. Not that I did it on purpose, it's just... it happened. I am almost out of that bottle. I have one downstairs. I might get a new one soon again. Because of how much I use these, I like to get the big bottles opposed to the little regular sized bottles. I get the jumbo ones. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get another look done because the rest of this is only going to take like 15 to 20 minutes. So, not 20, like 30 tops. But I have a timer on my phone for an hour so I can like pace myself properly. But this is from Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Glow Serum in the shade Main Squeeze. This is a new bottle. I mean, it's been opened and used once before, but it's still new enough that I have to very like lightly squeeze for anything to come out. It's beautiful. I know my skin's a little irritated. I had like a pimple going on here. I was bad and popped it a little. Yeah, I know. And I'm gonna take my trip first to New York because I can only get so much stuff done in 2 days, 2.5. So I am thinking of going like in January, February. I know it's gonna be like cold, kind of gross, but I live in Massachusetts. It's cold and gross in January too. I'm gonna go first, see how I feel, because I do want to. Again, I have a lot of things I want to do, but one person, so much time. And then this is from Maybelline. This is the Superstay 30 Hour Lumi Matte Foundation in the shade 96. pump some onto the back of my hand, attempt to get this cap on. But no, I definitely need to eat something before doing my makeup again. I'm kind of hungry. I don't know what I want, but I need to eat something. I still have some of my Bulldog creamy carbonara noodles. I also have some frozen empanadas in the freezer, so maybe I'll make those. I'm using the small side to get around my eyebrows. Still haven't thought about what blush I want to use. I don't know if I want to go baby pink route. I think baby pink could work. That way it's not too clashy. I also really hope my bangs stay because they look so good before I put them back. And then this is from I can't talk today. And then this is from Natasha Denona. This is the Hy-Glam concealer in the shade N0.5. Wrong side of the mirror, like usual. And I'm just gonna put that in my usual places. I say that and I'm putting more on than I usually do. Actually, I think I'm just going to blend out with the foundation brush, at least for the larger parts on my face. Then go in with the smaller side for underneath. I just feel like it helps blend better into my foundation when I use a bigger foundation brush than a regular size concealer brush. I don't know if that's actually what's happening or if it's just in my head, but that's how I feel. I also cut myself when shaving my upper lip yesterday. Because I did. That's why my skin's a mess right now. My skin is always a mess for like a day after I shave my face, and I did it last night even though my face was fairly hydrated and moisturized. But I have like a weird little cut pimple thing and it like hurts to open my mouth kind of. Obviously not that much if I'm actively filming a YouTube video and planning on doing a second one. And next I'm going to go in with the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour in the shade Gentle. Took me a second to get that open because my hands were a little, not like greasy, but I put on primer. I do that with my hands. They're a little damp, if you will. This has a smell, except I can't place it. Also, I actually made it to 1 AM today. I didn't do anything. I thought about doing my makeup, but then I'm like, it's funny because I had 2 Monsters and 3 Monsters and a Starbucks drink. And like, I was feeling tired, but I couldn't fall asleep. But I wasn't energetic enough to do anything. So I don't know how that works. So I had just kind of laid on the couch with my dog and stared up at the ceiling. Oh, and so right now our dryer is broken. So my grandfather had the house built, so there's like a little apartment downstairs that he stays in like 2-3 times a year. So we've been using his dryer. Tell me why when I was going downstairs, like I was actively going down the back stairs to bring my laundry down. And that is the exact time that he pulled into the driveway. So I like washed my clothes up in the washing machine. So right now everything is draped out over furniture on the deck so it can dry. Because I have no work shirts clean. And again, I'm working 5 days straight and getting home late all of those days. So the last thing I'm going to want to do is laundry at, 8 o'clock at night. When I usually try to fall asleep by 10. And this is from Huda Beauty. This is the blush filter liquid blush in the shade Bubblegum. She very often makes an appearance, but I'm gonna go ham on that. And then I'm gonna top it with a powder blush like I usually do to help bring in the color. yeah, I have like no idea what to say today because I've been at work for the past like 6 days, so it's not like I've done anything. And like I said, I'm opening tomorrow. I'm there from 9 to 6. And I'm training somebody again. Which is just not fun. I don't like having to pretend to be like nice. Not pretend to be nice, but like nice enough to not scare away the new hires. And nice enough to train without like trying to like sound mean and demeaning about it. So, yay. But the person's only with me for 3 hours, so I have the first half of the day to myself. So I can at least try to get this video edited. Fingers crossed. But, yeah. Not thrilled about this. And then I'm going in with the NYX Buttermelt blush in the shade Butter Together. But like, how dare I be a competent and reliable person? I hate it. Honestly, awful. How dare I? How dare I be good at my job? But I did get to leave early last night because there's somebody in at 4 and I was supposed to be gone at 5, and it's not usually that busy at that time, so I don't know why there are 2 of us. So I'm like, hey, are you gonna be okay if I like leave now? They're like, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, fantastic. Again, not that I did anything, but still. Ooh, almost forgot to blend out that contour. This is from Colourpop. This is the Super Shock highlighter in this shade Flexitarian. And I found out some awful, horrible, no good news about my favorite shade, Seismic. Seismic has been discontinued. Because I couldn't find it on the website anywhere, so I emailed them and they're like, hey, you know, she was on my last call. Like, she was never on last call. I was literally, whenever I'm on the website, which is usually like once every few weeks, because I think about buying, I keep a bin that has all the products I've used for the YouTube video, so I have so I can keep them together and write down all the products together, and that just slid and fell. But they're like, it was on last call. I'm like, how can it be on last call if it hasn't been in stock in over a year? And they're like, I was like, oh my god, that was my favorite shade. They're like, oh my god, have you tried Flexitarian? She's similar. I'm like, have I tried Flexitarian? This is my second Flexitarian. I used to wear Flexitarian and Lunch Money only when I was in high school. So I've tried Flexitarian, and like, Flexitarian's fine, but it's not the same as Seismic. She's beautiful and wonderful, and I was so pissed off about it. It was rude and insulting and demeaning. It really wasn't, but still. I'm gonna take some of the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the shade Deep Taupe. I'm gonna need to sharpen that soon, but today's not that day. And just gonna start lining. I'm actually gonna keep most of the liner focused literally just on my Cupid's bow and underneath, and then just blend. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it looks after. So, like, right? I'll do a little of that too. I'm also still trying to decide, because I want to try to squeeze in at least 2 Broadway shows for my trip, and I already have Heather's books. That is why I'm going, legitimately. And like, I want to support Boop, and it looks so cute. But like, I really want to see Death Becomes Her. But I have a really bad feeling if it wins anything Tony-wise, because the day that I'm filming, the Tonys happen tonight. I'm gonna be concerned about ticket prices. So, like, I don't want to book a ticket for both of them now, and then just cancel one of them, or try to resell it. But like, I don't know. Like, Boop is the cheaper option, and it looks so cute and fun, and a lot of the Broadway people think it's not going to be here for next season, so. And I am thinking about taking another New York. I know I mentioned it, but I am thinking about taking another New York trip. And let's be real here. Death Becomes Her is probably going to be still playing in January. Also, like the first week of January is like cheap as hell in New York. Like for 3 nights is like $400, which for New York in Manhattan. And I'm going to take some of my beloved, this is from Half Magic, this is the Magic Drip Glitter Lip Gloss in the shade Y2K Cherub. I don't want a lot going on for my lips today. I just want vibes. And then this won't really take away anything look-wise. Oh yeah, look at her. Like, it's not the glossiest lip gloss I own, but it's one of the sparkliest, and that's what matters. What I need them to do, they did a collab for the Maxine movie, what was it, last year? Year before? Whenever it was. I need them to release that shade, re-release it, because that's my favorite lip gloss shade ever, and I don't want to have to ration it, because it was limited edition. But I don't want to buy, I don't know if it's in stock anymore. I don't want to have to buy the whole set just to get another lip gloss. Because I don't really, I use the blue sometimes, I don't really use that like charcoal solo shimmer shade that came with it. But I just want the gloss. She was so pretty. But I need to go fix my bangs, and I will be back in a second. Alright, I'm back, and this is the finished look. The bangs are banging, thank God. Like, it looks fine. It's not the most favorite look I've ever done. It's not the worst, but it just, I couldn't execute it the way I wanted it to be. So, oops. But, like I said, it looks fine. Basically everything but the eyes look fine, which is usually my issue. And again, I couldn't get it right. But yeah.